everyone, this is our Wonder of the Seas review video. We were on Wonder of the Seas recently and we just finished uploading our last vlog. So we wanted to give you kind of a look back of things, pros and cons of what we thought about the sailing. Okay, we're gonna start with the cons because you know, some people say, just give me the bad news first. We're gonna start on deck 4 because this was my #1 con. And this one applied to, I don't know, 80% of y'all. It might not apply to the Diamond Lounge. We just made Diamond last year because they had the double points thing, you know, going. And our cruise in January, which was on Adventure of the Seas, and I'll link all the cruises down below. You can see the vlog series there. Adventure was our first experience going into a Diamond Lounge. And on these smaller ships, they have an ocean view for the Diamond Lounges. It was really an amazing Diamond Lounge. And so that's kind of what I was expecting going forward. Wonders is in a basement. It feels like you're in a basement. It's on deck 4. And I mean, seriously, it was difficult. It was difficult to control. The dogs want to be in the video with us. So
my children.
Y'all are going to get to see Murphy and Percy too. It was just, I walked in and I was like, I felt like I was in a basement, seriously. So that is common though on the Oasis class. We didn't know because when we were on Symphony in September of 21, which is our first cruise back after the restart, we weren't Diamond. And so we didn't go into the Diamond Lounge. So I didn't know that all Oasis class Diamond Lounges, I guess, are in the basement. I actually felt like it should be switched with the teen area social 101. It's like above the pool, the regular pool deck.
Right.
And it's just for teen. And it's a beautiful view. I don't want to take anything away from teenagers. We don't have any. But they're on their phones all the time anyway. They're looking down, or they're sitting next to someone who they're texting or tweeting or sharing Snapchats or whatever. They're not looking out like us old people to maybe enjoy a beautiful ocean view. If you don't mind the location of Diamond Lounge on an Oasis class, it won't matter to you. Our next con on deck 4 was that Wonder has what's called a golden room. It's actually right next to the Diamond Lounge. And it's just kind of an extension of the casino.
It's a high rollers casino.
I don't know that you necessarily have to play a certain amount. I don't know. However, what is in that location on other Oasis class ships is the Jazz on 4. And it's like a jazz club, clearly. You can jazz artists and vocalists and all that thing, all that kind of thing. And now it's a golden room for high rollers. So if you're a high roller, you got your own room now.
You are in the game.
For us, as you'll hear later on about another con regarding the casino. We're newbies. Our next con is also on deck 4, that the art gallery has been placed in a hallway.
On the way to casino.
It was the oddest thing, people. On the Symphony, there's not a designated area on the ship. I'm sure there was art somewhere, but they had to like find a place for it. So I'm sure that Royal has struggled with where to put the art gallery. They make money.
Sure.
They make money on those.
Sure.
And so they may be struggling with where to put the art gallery location. I don't know, if I was a serious art buyer, I might kind of be offended.
It was just a weird trip down the hallway to the casino.
And you know, there's people coming in and out of the casino drunk and smoking, I mean, whatever, everything. And if you're sitting there with an art gallery employee,
People
trying to negotiate.
People don't get drunk on cruise ships, honey.
Never. Especially not in the casino.
No.
If you're sitting there trying to negotiate an art purchase with an employee and, you know, people are coming and going and yelling and, I don't know, it just seemed like a very odd.
There's no negotiation. Everybody knows about it.
That's just the price.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've never bought a piece of art.
I don't know.
So, our next con on deck 4 was in the casino. This probably also may not apply to very many of you who know what you're doing in the casino. We don't. We had the hardest time finding a penny slot. It may be really simple and you just look for this little symbol. I don't know. It was just very difficult on Wonder. We found them pretty easily on Adventure. And so I don't know what the difference is if they're trying to like not mark them clearly because they don't want you on a penny slot. We took our Diamond free play, which is a
$6.
six whole dollars.
And my limit of $10 on the penny slots.
We took all that
All
high
of it.
rolling money.
All of it.
And went to the casino, and I don't think we ever found a penny slot. I was kind of confusing though, so it was a con on our list. Now we move on the cons to the promenade deck,
Which I love.
which was beautiful. That's not the con.
Gorgeous.
The con was there were no sails on the Wonder.
What? Where's my $10 beach bag?
Seriously, all of you who have cruised before, I guess they do this on other lines too. We've cruised Norwegian and Carnival, but it's been several years ago. So Royal always has the sails towards the end of the sailing. You know, like on a 7 night, you're gonna get day 5 and 6.
Day 5 and 6.
You're getting your $10 t-shirt, no, 2 for 10 t-shirts, and your scarves,
My 2 for 10 caps.
your beach bag, your hats, even jewelry goes on sale.
My socks, my royal underwear.
There weren't, TMI, there weren't any sales on Wonder, and I get it. I mean, it's a new ship.
It's a beautiful ship. It's brand new.
Anything that says Wonder on it, why would they put that on sale?
I wouldn't.
They can get full price.
If it were my ship,
yeah,
no.
you wouldn't.
No, I would not.
If you were the CEO,
If I were the president,
You would not.
you're paying retail plus 10%. It's a new ship.
wow, I'm glad you're not the owner.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
All right.
no sales. No sales. They may I'm sure they'll eventually do that, especially when they come out with the Icon and the newer ships. But right now, no sales on Wonder. The next section of cons has to do with the pool deck. Smokers, don't hate us. Years ago, JJ was a smoker back in the day. The smoking section is right behind what's called the beach pool. You know, there's 4 different adult pools up top there, and so they have the children's pool, and then opposite on the deck, the pool deck, they have what's called the beach pool, and it's got the ground is like a certain color that makes it look like sand. Anyway, right behind that beach pool is the smoking section, and if you're sitting, especially on one of the back sections, close to the smoking section, the smoke's just gonna waft into your area while you're lounging in the sun, trying to relax. So non-smokers, just keep that in mind. For us, it was a con. Neither one of us smoke, so I understand. You got to have somewhere for the smokers to go.
As a former smoker, I get it.
Yeah, I mean that's where they go. And so if you don't want to be anywhere around wafting smoke, just stay away from the beach pool. The second con under the pool area, for me, JJ didn't necessarily agree with this.
I was going to say,
The solarium.
for Sherry,
The solarium doesn't have a real pool. Like, we all know what solariums on other Royal Caribbean ships look like. I mean, it's a pool, just like one of the adult pools, but it's in this little private area that only 16 and above can go. And Wonder doesn't have an actual solarium pool. They have it's like a
they
wading
have a
pool.
conversation pit with water in it, which is okay for
Seriously.
somebody my age. I'm just
Seriously,
saying.
it's not a pool. We had to sit to get the water up to our chests.
Right.
You know, so you can't stand and be fully submerged. It's not a swimming pool. It's kind of a wading pool, but they have benches around the edges. Conversation pit actually
Conversation pit with water in it.
is a very accurate
Sit there and sip
description.
my martini and have a conversation.
And of course, they have the loungers that are on like tanning ledges.
Right.
They have those too. But they don't have an actual pool. I missed an actual pool in the solarium.
But they have pools on board.
They have 4.
They
adult
have
pools
4 on board.
Absolutely. I considered a con that they only have 1 hot tub area in the solarium.
Should have 2.
Usually on an Oasis class ship, the solarium has hot tubs on opposite sides of the ship. Well, on the Wonder, they have taken one of them out and they've put in what's called the view bar. And it is an amazing view.
It is amazing.
And it's a bar, like I get it, that, money generated by alcohol sales.
Revenue.
Yeah, however, they've got bars everywhere and they've got drink staff everywhere to bring you drinks. They're going to sell alcohol. So I was a little disappointed that they didn't have 2, especially when this ship is at full capacity. 1 hot tub and solarium is just not going to cut it. So we thought that was a con. So we moved to the cons in the service area. And this is hard for us to say because we are always extremely, I would say we're easy to please. We don't drink alcohol, so we don't have people bringing us drinks, constantly all day long. We're not all the time looking for a service attendant. But we found in the Windjammer until like day 3, we didn't have a single attendant come up and ask us, can I get you a drink? And, water or tea or, whatever. we were getting up and down, and we didn't mind it. We were getting up and down, but we like to sit in the same area of the Windjammer.
Yeah, it's all for us. It's all about trying to establish relationships with the crew,
getting to know the crew,
right.
just like you do in the MDR. If you sit in the same,
or your favorite restaurant,
if you sit in the same spot every night,
right.
We like to do that in the Windjammer, and so we form relationships with even the Windjammer staff. And we really couldn't this trip because we were just assuming that they were still understaffed.
That's my guess.
Yeah, so they were a tad inattentive. Again, everything's very accessible, and you can get it from your table and get your own stuff if you want. But usually, you know, they're there, and we like to tip them and
right.
help them out too. We just didn't have, again, I think it was like day 3 before anyone actually came and asked us if we wanted a drink.
Right.
The other con on Wonder, and it may be true actually it's probably true on every royal ship, that there are no rules for the activity venues on the app. If you haven't cruised since the restart, Royal Caribbean, and I think the other cruise lines also, everything is done on your app. You can set up appointment times, you can make reservations for your for the shows and for restaurants or whatever the minute you get on board. I do in fact have a video that gives you the top 5 tips for what you should do when you embark for 2022 right now. I'll put the link right up here. So one of them is, you know, go to your muster station and then make reservations. It's one of the top 5 things you need to do. Get on your app and make reservations, because when capacity goes back to 100%, those things fill up fast. So
I should do that as soon as I get on.
you should.
Yes, I should.
One of the top 5 things.
Okay.
There are no rules, and we'll tell you our horror story. If you've seen our vlogs from Wonder, then you know the zipline shoe fiasco story.
Can I get my favorite shoe out?
Sure, get your favorite shoe.
Okay. Let me show you.
JJ likes to wear these 5-toe, you know, they have separate toes.
Yes.
They're 5-toe shoes.
Yes.
What do they call them?
Vibram.
I know, that's a brand.
Vibram.
Do they call them 5-toe?
5-finger.
5-finger shoes.
5-finger shoes.
And they're supposed to be like better for your
This is my
balance.
workout. This is my workout shoe.
This is his workout shoe. So he wore this down to the zip line because it says closed toe shoe.
It's closed toe.
Can y'all see this? Like everything's closed.
Can't-
It's leather.
Does not qualify.
Does not qualify.
Just saying.
However, there are no rules for the venues on the app. So
So-
we didn't know. We got all the way down to, I mean, you know, yes, it's a big ship, but it's not like you're walking across Paris or
Right.
something.
Right.
We got all the way down to the zip line. He was so excited. And they said, no, sir, I'm sorry. That's not a closed toe shoe. And we were so confused.
Their rules, their ship, their game.
It
We're
would have
good.
done no good. Our dog's scratching on the bed. It would have done no good. So he went back later and actually was able to zip line. But the other instance that this came up was, what?
I wore my Skechers. Those didn't qualify either.
Yes, he wore his Skechers the second time he went to zip line that have no laces on them. It's just like
It's a loafer.
a loafer, right?
Yeah.
Like a tennis shoe loafer, you know, Skechers.
Right. Closed toed.
Those didn't work either because they had no laces on them.
No laces.
Again.
So
he had to use the ship's shoes. As long as you're wearing socks.
which I had on.
Yeah. As long as you're wearing socks, you can use the ship's shoes. So if you're not cruising.
Say that 10 times fast.
I know. If you're not cruising with shoes that would comply, just bring a pair of socks. Walk down there in your flip-flops with a pair of socks in your hands, and you can borrow their shoes for the zip line.
Ship shoes. I can't do it.
When we were on Symphony in September, again, the link will be below for that vlog series, that I got to Abyss, up to Ride the Abyss, and I had on a shirt that was like, you know, off the shoulder, one of those off-the-shoulder elastic shirts, and they said, I'm sorry, ma'am, you can't ride. Your shoulders can't be uncovered.
Exposed shoulders.
And so it just
On
had
a cruise
elastic,
ship?
so I just like flipped the shoulders up, and she was like, great, you're perfect. However, this time on Wonder, I did wear a sleeveless, not a tank top, but a sleeveless shirt on the Abyss, and that was fine.
I remember that. It was a pullover workout shirt.
Yeah,
No sleeves.
that was fine. So it wasn't a tank. So I don't know if tank tops are allowed or not. Again, the rules are not on the app. So that was we considered that a con, and that was a little frustrating.
It's a little
Yeah.
thing. It's a little.
But now, guess what? You're watching All Things Wagner, and now you know.
Now you know.
So that's all the cons. The next area that we're talking about is
Pros,
and cons.
cons,
Or pros.
and cons.
So these were mixed reviews for us. Again, in the solarium, it is temperature controlled. Right, you can immediately see. JJ loved it. It's of course all enclosed with the, the windows, and when
Glass,
it's hot,
canopy.
outside, it's air conditioned, and when I guess if they ever sail in a cold environment, they can heat it.
Sure.
I'm guessing.
Sure.
We're in the Caribbean, so I don't know when that'll be applicable. But I got on the cold side at times, which JJ rolls his eyes at. You may be like, JJ, and you love that. You may be like me and just have your cover up with you or your towel. So you're ready to cover up. I wasn't that cold, however. Okay, the next mixed pro and con is that the muster, of course, y'all all know, they're doing them electronically now. So
Love it.
The morning of, wasn't the morning of in the hotel, we're able to do our e-muster on our phones. And we documented that on our embarkation day video. We're still in the hotel room and we show you that, how you're just able to do it on the app on your phone.
I love it.
So when you get on board, you go right to your muster station and you get your muster done. Like one of my top 5 tips. They did not have it open yet when we got there. So that's a con. However, when it did finally open, they were very organized and it went zip zap quick and we were done. Another con that happened, I guess it was a con, was a supervisor, and this has to go with the fact that they weren't open. We put it in our after cruise review and let Royal know because our muster team was made up of 3 AQUA team girls, ladies, and they were wanting to go ahead and start. Well, this male supervisor comes over and in front of us, like gets onto them.
It was pretty embarrassing.
It was embarrassing and awkward for us as passengers and for them. He was like, "We're not open yet. You're not supposed to start yet." It was not fun.
Yeah.
And then he goes away, and so we're just kind of standing around talking. Well, luckily we got an interview with him. Again, that's on our embarkation day video too.
Not the supervisor.
No, with the 3 girls.
The 3 girls.
The AQUA team girls. We got an interview with them, and that was very interesting.
Although I did want to interview the supervisor, but my wife wouldn't let me.
Not in that way.
No.
You're using the word interview, but I would use the word interrogate probably. JJ would have rather.
I would never do that.
Ooh, moving right along. The fact that the muster wasn't open when we got on board. We got on board at 11:30.
Ish.
Yeah, and muster wasn't open yet. Our muster station. So that was it was a con that it wasn't open yet, but it's a pro because when it finally did open,
Easy cheesy.
very organized and thorough. Another pro and con was, speaking of the AQUA Show girls, was that the AQUA Show, the pro was absolutely amazing.
Oh yes.
It's an all-female cast if you're not familiar, and they were amazing, talented.
Female warriors.
Yeah, I mean the show and the choreography.
Female warriors.
And the costumes and the music, yeah.
Incredible.
It was amazing. However, the show wasn't completed yet when we were on there. I think now it is. So if you're cruising coming up on the Wonder, or when it comes back to the Caribbean in November, I think it comes back, out of Florida again, the show's done now. However, when we were on and for several sailings, it wasn't, and they like plugged in a juggler. Again, he was amazing. He's an amazing juggler. But when I go to an AQUA show, I don't really.
He was incredible.
He was amazing. I don't really go to see a juggler. I go to see the girls in the AQUA show.
I saw something I never seen before in a juggler, so it's cool.
He was amazing. The other pro and con was we really enjoy the Broadway shows on Royal ships. We've seen Mamma Mia and Grease. They're really good. They're like Broadway level singers and actors. And since the restart, if you've cruised since the restart, a lot of the ships, either their staff is sick and quarantining, or, the shows aren't what they used to be because they had to restart hiring and rehearsing, and then you had quarantining going on. So, however, Wonder doesn't have a Broadway show at all right now.
A lot of things are still fluid.
Yeah. However, this is the pro part. The shows they did have were absolutely amazing. TAP extravaganza.
Incredible.
I've heard some varied reviews, read some varied reviews online.
I thought they were incredible.
It was absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't tap. You know,
I do.
You try. You tap dance around your words.
I do.
we
I do
don't,
that.
you know, we don't tap, and so I'm in great awe of people who can do something like that. I just thought it was an absolutely amazing show. And the other show that's called Voices.
My favorite.
Again, not a Broadway show, but it is all singing, and the talent is
Phenomenal.
by far Broadway level.
Right.
If you've ever heard Broadway singers, the singers in this show Voices are of that level.
Well, it's not just singing too. It's various sounds that people make with their voices.
With their voices,
that
yes.
they edit in to make the final product.
Yeah, into a song.
Which is incredible.
And they have dance team too. You know.
Oh,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
It was just it was an amazing show. Again, not a Broadway like you're watching a full story. You know, like a Broadway show is. But I thought it was just as good talent. Amazing. Now we're to
Pros.
the pros section, what we all like. Let's talk Oasis class ships, because everything that makes an Oasis class ship on a Royal Caribbean ship amazing is still true for Wonder. So it's kind of hard to say, oh, this was so great about Wonder. Well, it's also great on every Oasis class ship. So I want to say that starting off, so our pros list doesn't seem short, because everything that is amazing about an Oasis class ship was also amazing on Wonder. Central Park.
My favorite.
And it's also who else's favorite?
The captains.
We went to a Q&A session with the captain on board, and we got to ask some personal questions afterwards. He came down front and took questions. And so I asked him, what's your favorite thing about Wonder?
Central Park.
Central Park. JJ felt a bond.
I did. It was immediate. In Central Park, a couple of the things I like is in the evening, the lighting, the ambiance. They pipe in sounds of crickets in the evening.
It really is a nice environment.
In the daytime, they pipe in tweeting sounds of various birds. They have musicians in the evenings, which is really relaxing. And it's one of my favorite places on the whole ship.
Of course, there's Boardwalk. It's got the Carousel and some of the specialty restaurants, Sugar Beach and Playmakers, Johnny Rockets Burgers, and then the Abyss and the AQUA show theater are all on the Boardwalk. So that's, again, it's unique to Royal Caribbean Oasis class ships. Ice skating show too on Oasis class ships, always amazing, still amazing. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, about what we particularly liked about Wonder for the ice skating show.
Right.
The activity venues, like the Abyss and the Zip Line and the Flow Rider, again, on every Oasis class ship, still awesome and amazing on Wonder.
Just
the overabundance of the food choices.
Woo!
On an Oasis class ship is just, and I mean included choices too.
Yeah.
That means, and I don't want to say free food, but because you did pay for it.
Included venues.
Yeah. When you paid for your cruise, you paid for the included food. It's just not extra. So once you pay for your cruise, you don't really need to spend any more money.
You do not.
You can come on board and just enjoy what you've already paid for. Now the pros specific to Wonder. Okay. Let's go back and talk about the ice show a little more, because I thought it was better than the other. We've been on Allure and Symphony regarding Oasis class ships for Royal, and I thought the ice show on Symphony was not as good as Wonder's. I thought the Wonder show was better.
However, I disagree. I thought Symphony was better.
And what did Symphony have that you love so much?
Hundreds of teeny tiny drones that were choreographed in lights.
It was amazing.
Along with the music that was being played. It was absolutely incredible. Never seen anything like it in my life.
It was amazing. Again, that was the ice show on Symphony. I don't know how often they change the
Yeah.
ice shows.
To me, that was incredible.
So if you're coming up sailing on Symphony, that's something to look forward to. However, what did Wonder Ice Show have?
Real snow.
I'm not kidding.
On board a ship in the Caribbean. It's snowing in, yeah.
It was amazing. So
Yeah.
that's a pro that's very specific to Wonder. Also on Wonder, the Windjammer folks, I don't know how to describe to you how amazing and large the Windjammer is. The biggest Windjammer at sea. The biggest buffet at sea. It just went on and on. It goes all the way around, wraps all the way around the back, and the center, you're looking down onto Boardwalk. So you can see the zip line being done while you're sitting in Windjammer eating lunch or breakfast.
It's really the King Kong of buffets at sea.
Godzilla, maybe?
King Kong's bigger.
King Kong versus Godzilla. I don't know.
Yeah, King Kong.
It's a monster.
It's a monster.
It is a monster Windjammer, and it is wonderful, especially when the ship gets to capacity. It's going to be very necessary. The included food that we talked about earlier, I thought was the best we've ever had on any cruise ever. I'm not talking about the extras we bought. I'm talking about included food. The main dining room, the Windjammer, El Loco Fresh is a Mexican food restaurant that's also included.
Excellent.
It's just very good. Another pro that's very specific to Wonder, I thought there was more pool seating. It's frustrating on sea days, especially of course, on ships, even Oasis class ships when they're 100% capacity, that the seating around the pool, there's plenty of seating up on the deck above the pool, but then you have to walk down the stairs to go to the pool. I want to be, get up out of my lounge chair, go crawl in the pool and cool off. The Wonder seems to have more seating right near the pool area. They have these stairs that they have loungers on, and then you can just sit on actually if you want to, or lay your towel out or whatever. It seemed like all over the ship there was more seating around the pools. I didn't count the chairs, and I haven't read it anywhere that there are more, but it felt like there were more.
I did not see any cheaters.
Oh, chair hogs.
Chair hogs.
Well, we were at what capacity? Did we ever find out what capacity we were at?
I don't remember.
It was not 100%. But I mean, there were a lot of people on there, and no chair hogs. So the pros regarding cabins. We really liked the cabin on Oasis class. Our Symphony cabin was amazing. And Wonder, again, the same. What we realized that in these Oasis class ship cabins is that the abundance of plugs makes an extender hub practically unnecessary.
Lightens my gear load. I'm the mule.
He has to carry everything. But we always carry, I'll put a link down below and show the picture here. We always carry this hub that we bought off Amazon that we put in our carry-on luggage. We've never had it taken. We've never been questioned about it or anything. It has 3-prong plugs as well as USB plugs. But this time I only brought a USB plug, and it was plenty. We didn't need any extra 3-prong plugs. As you can see here, the plugs in the room on the desk area are abundant. They have the European plugs as well as the US 3-prong plugs, and then some USB. So if you only want to bring your USB extender on an Oasis class ship, that's going to be sufficient. The other pro on the cabin was that I didn't notice this, but you thought that the bathrooms seemed larger.
The showers,
yeah,
appeared to be larger.
They've got a curved door
right
in them now, which helps you have more elbow room.
Well, the other Oasis class ships do too, but
right.
the Wonder seems to be a little bit larger, have a little bit more room.
Right.
As does the bathroom. Maybe it's just, half a square foot. I have no idea, but it seemed a little larger, and it was good.
The cabin decor, again, another JJ Pro.
Yes.
The words he used were
simple but inviting.
It was like, he gave me his list of
simple but inviting.
The pros, and I was like, oh, how Martha Stewart of you, babe.
Well, thank you.
Those 2 adjectives are very apt. Good job, babe. The other thing that we liked was that the desk in the cabins are movable. It's a movable table.
So I can take it from the table
over to the
and
couch,
sit over to my couch and work from the couch.
And have a little work table.
And be more comfy.
It was nice to just pull the table over to the couch and sit and do some work.
Right.
Or you can, leave it up close to the mirror and do your makeup or whatever. Let's hope.
Takes a lot of work to get this pretty.
The chair also that goes with the desk, on Symphony, the back of the chair was like those little bitty short back chairs. No, seriously, it was almost that tall. No support at all. Well, I don't know if they figured it out and got feedback, or if they just bought cheaper chairs. I don't know, but the back is high now, so we like the chairs. That's a pro in the cabins, the high back chairs.
It's a chair, not a stool.
Yeah. There are also plenty of closet and drawer space.
Yes.
This trip, in fact, there was a whole drawer that I didn't use. Were you shocked? I'm not sure he knew. Look at his face. I'm not sure he knew that. I'm getting better at packing less because I do all the packing.
I'm the mule.
I'm getting better at packing less, but I think there is more space because there's the 2 closets, and then there's at least 4 drawers in the cabin. So That was another pro about the cabins. And if you're not sure about what to bring for your cabin or for your cruise in general, check out this video right here for our recommendations for the top 25 cruise essential gear items. Be blessed.
Peace.